Now I'd like to welcome to the stage Andy Dunn.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome and thank you all for being here tonight. I know this has been a very busy footballing day, weekend, week, month, a very busy time for us all. Those who play the game, manage, those who write about it, broadcast about it, everyone involved. So the effort to make it here, and a lot of you will be heading off to Qatar in a couple of weeks' time, so the effort you put in to come tonight, it really is appreciated it. And you know, with the demands on everyone, and again everyone involved in the game, getting more and more onerous, you know, easy to consider sacrificing nights like this, but we think it remains vitally important that we celebrate the achievements of the managers, the clubs, the players in the North, because it remains the true powerhouse of football. And we can only do that because the likes of Paul Hetherington, Steve Bates, Richard Bott, and some of the guys up here in the North FWA whose tireless work makes this event happen every year, and normally, hopefully, goes so smoothly. So I'd just like to thank those three people in particular for their efforts tonight. Paul and Steve are no longer full-time writing about football, no longer working for a newspaper, but the effort they put in, it feels like they're doing just as much work as everyone else. I really do appreciate it. And thanks also to the FWA National Committee for their support in this event. And we've got a new family of sponsors, which you can see on your programme: William Hill, FedEx are here tonight, Football Manager, Sky Sports, and Data Power. And I think with that family of sponsors on board, the association hopefully will go from strength to strength. And thanks to all the staff here at the Radisson as well. And again, once again, the biggest thanks goes to you all for coming. I know how precious time is, and on a Sunday night and weekend, it really is appreciated. So I hope you enjoy the evening and enjoy the food and the grace what we're about to receive make us forever grateful and mindful of others. Thank you. As I said before, you know, we're so lucky to have such quality and such depth in our football in the North. And thanks to Tim Hill and his team for compiling that video. It was fantastic. As I said, it's just the breadth of achievements through youth football, women's football, senior men's football, just fantastic. And the first manager we would like to recognise tonight is a young coach who has upheld the grand old traditions of one of football's most famous academies. Manchester United fans are already seeing the products of this coach's brilliant work. Alejandro Garnacho scored his first senior goal in the week. I've just watched him play today at Villa Park. And he was the youngster you saw there scoring a couple of goals in an FA Youth Cup final victory. And the coach who guided them to that success in front of an incredible 67,000 fans was Travis Binney.
First go at this. Yeah, so it was a fantastic evening to see the boys progress through each round and sort of grow in confidence, and then to finish in front of that crowd. What we try and do, obviously, in youth development is to try and prepare the players for long careers and moments like that. And it's fantastic when they get the opportunity in front of such a crowd. A lot of people put a lot of work into making that evening happen, and on the evening everyone that came to support not only came to support the players, but also our foundation that does fantastic work for underprivileged kids and families in the area, and we raised a lot of money on the evening. So yeah, it was a great night for the boys, one that will live long in the memory for the staff involved as well, and a lot of different people play a big part in those lads' careers, right from the under-9s, physio, sports science, everything. So for them to be there on that evening as well and see them on that stage was fantastic for them as well. So yeah, thank you everyone.
Our next recipient is a man who has spent so much of his coaching career being an instrumental figure in the development of women's football. And he defies the adage about never going back to a club for a second stint. He returned to Liverpool after 6 years away and took them to promotion to the WSL by winning the championship last season. Matt Beard.
Well, evening everyone, we alright? Very good night? I'm not going to do no stand up, don't worry. Listen, like anything when you receive an award, it's about the players, the staff that you work with, and last year was a great year for us, and to get back in WSL was fantastic. So I've got so many people that I could thank, but I've got Joe Potts here tonight, my goalkeeper coach for me, is the girls call him Pet. So can you give him a round of applause? But on a serious note, listen, it's not about me, it's about everyone that worked so hard last year to get us back to where we are or where we are now, and I'm grateful for this award, and I hope everyone has a good night.
Matt. One of the managers who Matt now crosses swords with is our next winner, a coach who's been at the helm of one of the biggest WSL clubs for the past 2 years, and last season, to add to the FA Cup he won in his first season, he led his team to victory in the League Cup, and he's made a brilliant effort to be here tonight, having had a game down at Reading today. I know how bad it's been getting back up north, but he's made it, and we're very, very grateful, and he's very welcome, and it's Gareth Taylor.
Thank you, good evening everyone. I'll try and make this brief. Yeah, really privileged to be at a fantastic club like Manchester City, and it's nice to see a few familiar faces on the table over there. But yeah, I've really enjoyed my time at the club, obviously in the academy first, and now crossing over to the women's world, and I think it's moving at an alarming pace. You know, I think my first season was taken during COVID, and second season Sky bought the rights to televising all of the games, and I think it's just really moving at an alarming pace with the Euros and everything else. It's a good time to be involved, and really enjoying the profile that it's getting at the moment. And you know, the one thing for me really, and I'm sure Matt would appreciate this, is the level of attitude and enthusiasm from the girls. There's a lot less egos, than we used to have in some of the boys at the academy. But it's great. Really enjoy the role, and looking forward to seeing what the future brings. But thank you for the award. Thank you to the sponsors, and hope you have a lovely evening. Thank you.
Also, Gareth, brilliant words on development of the game. I'm sure we're all excited about what the future holds. Our next recipient is another coach who's enjoyed success on his return to a former club, and one of many managers who's shown the importance of boards keeping faith with the manager. He couldn't save Grimsby Town from relegation in 2021, but he took them straight back to the Football League via a playoff campaign that saw Grimsby beat Notts County, Wrexham in a memorable semi-final, and Solihull Moors, which I think was the London Stadium, wasn't it? I think, if I remember rightly. Paul Hurst is our recipient. Unfortunately, he can't be here tonight, but Paul Hurst, just a round of applause for Paul, who you have to say. just mentioning those teams, Grimsby Beat, is a reminder of what an incredibly strong competition the National League has become. I mean, it really has, you know, for a variety of reasons, some very high profile. And our next winner, who, as Denno referred to, has made a bit of a habit of being here on these nights, led Stockport County the title after, you know, a bit of a dour battle with Wrexham, coming out on top. And for winning the National League, Dave Chalmers.
Yeah, as it said, it's nice to receive an award for a club and still be managing that club, which is not on the previous couple of occasions. I suppose it shows the volatile nature of football management. We're probably all mad to do it. Great to sit with these guys here who have achieved things that I hope to achieve further on in my career, but I think as Matt said, we're sat up here or stood up here as a sort of figurehead, but it's the players, the support staff around you, the family that allow us to do the job to the best of our ability, which takes a huge commitment from them. So, like I say, thank you to them. It's great to be, I'm privileged to be invited to these awards, but like I say, there's a lot more people that you could go through and thank. So on behalf of them, thank you for this.
I mean, so many managers here tonight know the agony and the ecstasy of the playoff system, and our next award winner is certainly amongst them. He had to watch a penalty shootout in the second leg of his team semi-final from the stands. Hopefully he found the final far more relaxing and enjoyable as his Port Vale side beat Mansfield 3-0. Take them into Division 1. Darrell Clark.
Keep it short and sweet because I want my dessert. Yeah, hold my breath for that one. But I'd like to thank my owners. I've got exceptional owners at the football club that are very supportive, and my staff who, on a personal front, it was a tough year for myself, but got a tremendous backroom team that helped me through that, and I'd like to say thank you to them and thank you for the sponsors for the award. Thank you.
And our next manager is another coach who knows the joy of winning a playoff final, this one in front of almost 50,000 of his team's own fans at Wembley that weekend when Sunderland took over London, the weekend when they beat Wycombe 2-0 to take them into the Championship. As Dave mentioned, you know, it's a changeable business. He's since moved to Stoke City, but if it's for his brilliant achievement with Sunderland, please welcome Alex Neil.
Yeah, I think the first thing I'd like to do is obviously, I think I'm in a really fortunate position to manage a club the size and stature of Sunderland. So for that, obviously, I'm extremely grateful. I think beyond that as well, it don't be right that I mention Lee Johnson, who managed the team in the first half of the season, left them in a good position, and then from my point of view, I obviously had to go and finish the job. But I think I echo all the sort of sentiments of the lads before me. The sort of great backroom team that I had obviously played a massive part in that, and more importantly, I had a sort of super talented bunch of players, you know, that were sort of terrific for day one right up until the final. So for them, I think this award really is for them. Thank you.
And our last one is another manager who has recently moved jobs. He's been a recipient here before for his previous clubs. And his sterling work at Rotherham United has been one of the features really of the last few years. It's featured here at this dinner. And he signed off last season by taking Rotherham back to the Championship by finishing runners-up in League One. Paul Warne obviously is our recipient. He's moved to Derby, as you know, and obviously they were playing down at Torquay today, and even he can get back from Torquay. Reading's okay, Villa was okay for me, but Torquay just a step too far. So Paul can't be here, but a round of applause please for our recipient Paul. In another season, Rotherham's 90 points might have been enough to make them champions, but Wigan Athletic took that honour after an outstanding season. And considering the issues that club has had over the past few years, it was a remarkable achievement by a coach who has seen a lot of comings and goings to that club. Ladies and gentlemen, Liam Richardson.
Thank you. There's not much that hasn't been said, obviously, from the managers previously. So, you know, from my point of view, I'm sure you'll all echo. Certainly, thank you for the sponsors, the people who organised this event. You know, the waiters, the waitresses, the chefs, etc. And I'm sure you'll all go on to have a fantastic evening. And then, you know, from my personal point of view, there's not a manager, obviously, in this building, in this room, or in the country or the world who can say, you know, they can do it on their own. You've got to have a fantastic backroom staff, you've got to have, you know, good players, and the commitment within that going forward. And I certainly had that from last year. You know, it was well documented from the troubles that we did have, and that's, you know, like I say, that you see football managers moving, the football clubs changing, from starting, you know, with 3 players, not only off the pitch, but having no infrastructure as well. From my point of view, to be given that license to build a football club again from the ground upwards, up until where we are today, you know, it's a pleasure. But again, I couldn't have done it without any support and the fantastic people who I work with. So again, you know, the awards for the fans, the players, the staff, and everybody who's put that hard work in from there. And finally, I'll help every manager out in the end, purely because my wife sat there. I don't think we could do it without the support that we get at home as well. Because, you know, we're on the road a lot and we commit a lot, and, you know, we miss and we need the support for children and families, etc. Because, you know, the job needs that support, you know, from home at work, etc. So I won't get any earache on the way home. So I'd like to thank you, everybody, and I'm sure you'll have a fantastic evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Liam. You know, it's a measure of how uncompromising the business can be, a managerial business, that our next recipient, as I see, strangely found himself under a bit of pressure recently. Today's result has helped him, I'm sure. But can you imagine under a bit of pressure after winning the FA Cup, the League Cup, collecting 92 points in the Premier League and reaching the Champions League final? As he'll be on his way back from that victory at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium late this afternoon, he can't make it tonight. But Steve Bates popped over to see Jurgen Klopp on Friday, and I think he's got a message for us now.
It gives me great pleasure to present you with this award from the Northern Football Writers for winning the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup last season.
Thank you very much.
All yours.
Yeah, it's heavy, by the way. Yeah. So, thank you. So it was obviously a pretty intense season last year. We made 2 out of 4. Boys played an incredible season, and that's how it always is. When you get an award like this, it's all because of the players you have. So thank you very much to my players. Thank you very much to my coaches. I take it on behalf of them, and thanks to the football writers in the Northwest. It's a big honor and a big pleasure. Thanks.
Unfortunately, our final winner of the evening is also unable to attend tonight, but he's once again given us plenty to write about this weekend, every weekend, and his rivalry with Jurgen Klopp last season, over the last few years, has just been incredible news for those of us who write about football. And anyone who was at the Etihad yesterday, I happened to be there, will know how much, you know, the English game, the game still means to a coach who's thrilled us all with his brand of football over the past 6.5 years. I mean, to win, 4 Premier League titles in the past 5 years is a remarkable achievement, but it's not just about the numbers with this coach, it's the way he wins football matches. I'm sure all the managers in here would agree. It's the way he plays the game, and it's the excitement he gives everyone, even the neutral watching the game, and obviously the end to last season was just incredible. I'm talking, of course, about Pep Guardiola, and he also should have a message for us.
Hello to everyone, Pep here. So the Football Writers Award, thank you so much for this consideration to me. For all the people think about it, they deserve it. So I know in football the individual prizes are so nice, but less nice than when you can share it with the people that you love and you work every single day to make our people or the people who love football happy. So we try to do every day is the people who watch our games have fun during 95 minutes, and this is our target for the future. Thank you so much, have a lovely evening, and I wish you and your family all the best.
One day Pepe Egan's going to come on and just say, well, you know what, it's all me really, you know. I'm the genius really. But lovely words from both of those. Shame they couldn't be here tonight. So they've been here previously, I'm sure they'll be here again. Well, that just about wraps up the formalities. One, just a quick formality, then I was about to remind me. If anyone hasn't had their envelope collected for the raffle, if they could bring it forward, or that'd be great. But other than that, that's it for the awards, and I'll hand you back to Ian, and thank you very much again for coming, really appreciate it.
Thank you, Andy.